Welcome back. Today I'm going to present a guillotine for cutting plastic materials such as tapes, cords, fabrics and other products where synthetic fibers are used that can be cut hot. Here, as you can see, there is a stationary device with a 15 centimeters blade. It is A1 model. It has got a temperature calibration knob. Depending on the material you're going to cut, set the right temperature. Make sure to make some tests beforehand, of course. The advantage of the device is that you wish to cut more than one material at once. That is, with the limits of the blade it is possible to do. You may also cut the whole thick bundle. In a moment, I'm going to tell you about the device setting, then we'll wait for it to heaten up and perform a few tests. The guillotine has some interesting settings that I'm going to talk about now. The tension spring that allows us to balance the strength of pushing the blade towards the board. It also lets us move the blade up with ease. If you lower the mounting point, it will enable you to leave the blade in this position. If you level the mounting point a bit higher, then you will need to use more strength to do that. As a result, it will also go up itself afterwards. The other setting, the arm calibration. This setting should be done prior to work, and it helps to rest the blade down on the board, or it would start from the left. As you press, the more power will be used. Due to the fact that the blade itself is flexibly mounted on the springs, the cutting itself is very ergonomic. The guillotine comes with a calibration knob, of course, and thanks to this, you may adjust the desired temperature. Doesn't matter if you wish to cut polyester or other material, the aim of the calibration is for you to help with the cutting. Make sure to calibrate so it won't burn the cutted material. And so you can do that in such a way that it won't make any harm to the material. It will be talked about further on. Here's the power switch and the power wire, of course. These are safety shields to make sure that the blade won't do any harm. If needs be, one may shorten them, but it is advisable to let them as they are. The blade itself is mounted in the middle of the arm, but if you wish, you can move it to the sides. You can do that as the power wire is always a bit higher than needed. Here are the limit barriers, which also could be adjusted to your desire. You may also make your own barriers and also install shapes and profiles if you wish. The whole device should definitely be mounted onto the table to prevent it from moving around, thanks to which you could cut properly. It is possible to mount them thanks to the holes already made. You may also like to install it on your own way, especially when you have some shapes already done on your table and so on. Make sure that the mounting bolts or other holders enables you to cut with ease. Now we shall move to the next stage, and I'm going to turn on the guillotine and then you will see how it works with various materials. The guillotine has already been warmed up. The temperature here is set to 250 centigrades and the real temperature is also 250 centigrade. Such temperature is advisable for thin belts, cords or other such materials. You will see that in a moment. Such guillotines are used because if you cut them with scissors, they tend to leave the ending not properly finished, what causes the cord to separate. And it is the only question of time when the cord dismantles completely. The same story is with the belts like this, for example. The belt like this may secure some goods and in a result it may not work as it should when it separates. The next one is materials used broadly for lanyards.
Bardzo popularny materiał, który się obecnie używa.
And one more, called densely braided, and we will also try to cut that here. Let's get some. If you wish to finish the cord to prevent it from separating, then you can do that here. As you can see, it is properly secured and it will not separate in the future. Here is one of the tapes. All you need is to press slightly and you're done. Let's try other type of tape, a bit loosely braided and also a bit wider. After scissors cutting, the tape also separates and loses its integrity. Press slightly towards the surface and you're done. As you can see, the edge is secured properly and prevented from separating in the future. Here we have 5 more materials, and in a moment I'm going to show you how they are cut with the guillotine. Before we begin, a few words about the materials prepared for the presentation. Here is a cord with a steel wire inside. The cord is braided and secured with urethane or PVC. I don't have precise data on that, however, it is done to prevent it from separation. Here is a thin cord, but it's a very strong one. Thanks to that, it is made from nylon and not polyester. All in all, it is some kind of a polyamide, Here is a material that is broadly used for shades in the windows. The last one is a floor covering, and it is interesting due to the fact that it's completely made out from plastic. That is, the underlay is made from plastic and the fibers themselves are also plastic. We shall start from this one. You don't cut the entire coverings, but you may cut it into small stripes and use it as a presentation stud or sort of thing. The temperature has been increased scarcely about 300 centigrade because most of the materials are made of some polymers and it requires high temperature. Cutting such thick material at the temperature of 300 centigrade isn't an issue at all. And here is also the cord with a wire inside, cut with ease. The cutting is the ultimate procedure to finish the cords like this. Two more materials. Very nice edge, as you can see, there is no separation whatsoever. And one more. Cut with these dense material on the side and the net inside. Cut and finished nicely, as you can see. As you could observe, cutting various materials with the guillotine does not cause any problem whatsoever. What is more important here is that the temperature has to be calibrated properly, as you may have difficulty with cutting it too low temperature. Make sure you adjust so it won't burn. Some materials will not go with 400 centigrade and may be overburned or damaged, and you don't want that here. So the temperature needs to be tested beforehand. What is also important, as you probably saw, during the cutting, no smoke or any smell was emitted. It's because the temperature is set at the level that enables you to cut it and to burn it. Therefore, if you should make a presentational materials for the catalogs or the sort of thing, the covering was good example, or such materials like this, and you cut it into small elements. The guillotine is perfect for that job, and the edges do not separate, and what's more, the guillotine comes with different width of the blade. This one is 15 centimeters. There is also with 10 centimeters or 30 centimeters if you like. Depending on your needs, you may cut 30 centimeters wide material in one go. I think there is no problem to cut various materials in one go, starting from cords, fabrics, covering floors, and other materials, depending on you.
przy takiej szerokości.
As you could see, cutting material can be swift and nice. If you like the film, please subscribe to our channel or join at social media. See you on the next one, where you're going to see other types of knives. Thank you very much.
Dziękuję.